You guys scoot a little closer.
So with the video, I thought only speaking.
Look, but it's gone. Now you don't see it. So the video's gone. So we're just having a conversation. Renewable energy, sustainability, what the government should do, what people should do, what we shouldn't do, right? Why don't you start? Because you're presenting about this tomorrow.
Yeah, but I have to present my company and what are we doing with sustainability and...
Yeah, we'll start there. If you want, you can say that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm going to speak about my company and the things
are very interesting. It's okay.
We are working in a project
that
there is going to be a new law for the packaging of the products.
Okay, cool.
And it affects to most of the companies because we put packaging in the market, and then once the product is used or the client uses the product, then that packaging goes to the rubbish.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not easy to recycle this packaging. So there are now new laws that we have to use. We don't have to use raw materials, so we have to use recycled materials. So we have to increase the percentage of materials that we use that are more recyclable.
Yeah.
More recycled.
Specifically.
And more recyclable.
Specifically packaging, you're saying.
We are working in a project of packaging.
Okay. Cool.
But there are every day there are new laws about sustainability, about packaging, about everything. So I think in some years we will have plenty of new things to develop and to work in it.
Very good.
Yeah. But
Comments?
well, that's my this project.
Do you guys have any questions about this or comments? Anything?
No. I think that it's very interesting. I don't know very much about that, but I'm quite worried about the problem of the sustainability because we are more and more people in a planet. I think last week or the week before we were 100 million people in the world the first time, and it's a record, and we are
8 billion.
8,000.
We say 8, so we have a million, and then we have a billion.
8,000 billion.
I think
8,000 million. 8,000 million,
I think like this. For example, I heard like 8.1 billion. This is how we say this in English.
No, I think it's 8,000.
1,000 for us, 1,000. Like that, but we'll talk about numbers later. It's okay.
That's about
the most people ever.
The first time we are reaching or getting that number, and it's quite. The thing is that we are more and more people, and we are using and producing a lot of rubbish, and it's a problem. So for me, it's a very good idea. People that work with those materials that start thinking how just to be more sustainable.
Right.
And we don't have enough resources, natural resources for everybody, and we are increasing the number of people in the world, and the natural resources are day by day less and less and less. So if we don't use recycled things, it will be impossible to continue.
Yeah.
So the circular economy is nowadays very important for all the companies.
Yeah, it's a solution to this.
It's a solution, and it has been a big change from my side and what I have seen during these years in the last 5 years more or less, I've seen a big change in the companies with all these related with sustainability, with recycled things. With nowadays, everybody is very aware of this. I remember 5 years ago when we offered companies materials like our textile or things that were recycled and were a little bit expensive, they always said, "Oh no, I prefer the cheaper one." But the cheaper one is not recycled. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. And now they are asking us, "Do you have recycled textile?
Products,
Do you have certificate? Do you have?" And they are asking more and more. And I've seen a very big change during this year.
My question to you is, do you think it's a genuine change, or do you think it's kind of greenwashing?
I think it's genuine.
You think it's genuine, yeah.
Maybe
genuine is real, true, honest, yeah.
Because laws are changing, and these laws will impulse us to change.
Yeah.
And maybe some things are not real now, but they will be maybe next year or the year before the next year. Yeah.
What do you think, Rosa? You said in general you normally have a different opinion about this, but
well, I think we should be careful with everything we have, with the resources we have. But sometimes I feel manipulated by the trendy of the moment. And every time a new is trendy, is continue. You can hear about it every time and everywhere. And nowadays, I don't know if the aim or the focus is to be more sustainable or what?
To be trendy.
Yeah, or perhaps someone wanted to be entretenidos with that matter.
Entertained, yeah.
And then other matter, and then other matter.
Yeah. But don't you think that we have a need to change?
A change for what exactly?
A need, for instance, there aren't enough resources.
Yeah.
Natural resources, there aren't. So what can we do? In the future, as we have said before, people are, we are the pollution.
Depleting.
No, the pollution, the population, sorry. Yeah. The population is increasing. So what will we do maybe 30 years later?
But now the trend, one of the trend themes is to save plastic and not to use plastic.
No, but
you go to buy anything and everything is in plastic bags.
Yeah.
So it's a stupid thing. If I have to do this, don't. Why?
I see.
I can choose. I can find plastic everywhere.
But plastic can be sustainable.
It's an example. Now it's sustainable, but
yes,
a year before it doesn't.
Yes, because we didn't know how to recycle it. But now, if you use the plastic and then you recycle it, and there are very new technologies that this recycled plastic can start again the life cycle. So it starts again, and then you recycle again, and then you so maybe it is sustainable.
But I see what you're saying too. Is like, and this frustrates me as well, because as a consumer, you think plastic is bad. Single-use plastic is bad, non-recycled. But you go to the store and everything is single-use plastic, and you feel like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, I feel like I don't have options, right?
The thing is, I think the most important thing that she has said is that it seems that companies, I don't mind what kind of company, but companies, little by little, they are obliged to change.
Yeah.
And finally, I want to think that companies that make yogurts, for
Yeah.
example, they maybe are obliged to change their materials, or maybe to create the complete circle
yeah.
just to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And for me, the most important thing is the big companies they have to change. So finally, maybe after 3 or 4 years, we will be able to see when we buy things.
Yeah.
But maybe because nowadays also, you remember, I guess, for example, now when we buy food, all the bags, they are not plastic. Most of the stores, they are like recycled material.
Plastic or recycled material. Yeah.
So it has changed, because I remember myself how I go to with one bag and try to put the different fruits in the same bag and with different sticks or whatever, because I didn't want to use 4 or 6 bags just for 6 different fruits. So nowadays
it's changing. No, you're
yes.
I
Has changed. So for me, the most important thing is how the companies are obliged to change, because it's easier for us, the consumers, to change, because otherwise it's so difficult.
Yeah, it's like supply and demand a bit, right? Yeah. Oh, very interesting. But yeah, there were some terms I had here. So greenwashing. This might be what you're talking about too. Greenwashing is when a company or a person basically says they're sustainable. We're doing this because it's trendy, not because we are genuine and we want to do it, right?
I think that something about greenwashing, it also exists.
I agree.
Because this week or the week before, the very important meeting G27, and finally, I haven't seen it very well, but what I have received the final resolution or
impression
was that we haven't decided anything, but also we are going to pay people or the countries that are more devastated or
the big
devastated. No,
devastated.
Devastated because of the our exaggerated
consumption.
The second effects or secondary effects, and there are some countries that they are suffering those effects. So we are going to pay them whatever, but they haven't decided to change themselves. So it was agridulce, like what have you done? Finally, greenwashing, like.
Yeah.
We are saying that we want to change, but finally we are paying them. They suffer our consequences, but we pay, and
we're not fixing the problem.
Yeah, it's true that it is a very big change for everybody, for us like a consumer, for the companies to change all the production line, to change the plastic or the
cardboard,
everything. So we have to assume that there are a lot of changes and a lot of things to do, and I think doing little by little, we will achieve maybe 20 years later, I don't know when, but we will arrive to a better situation than we are now.
I hope so.
So it's true that some companies they do greenwashing, and it's very, like, as you have said, very trendy to do sustainable things and that. But it's not only that you want to do for greenwashing. There are some laws that oblige you to do it, and then you see that you see the problem we have. There aren't enough resources. That you see a lot of problems. So at the end, it's like we need it.
Is the trick, the clue. I see what all of you are saying. I think all of us are here. We all love the planet. We all love nature, right? But it's about how do we do these things, right?
I'm going to tell what I have done in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was very worried about this aspect. So
You're the sustainable doctor, no?
totally.
I love it. I'm on the
show
green
you.
doctor. I love it.
Because when we operate and we use a lot of materials that all of them came in a plastic and paper envase.
Yeah, you would say
Packaging.
packaging.
So what the nurse do is like open it and the instrument because it's sterilized.
Good.
So a lot of packets and plastic and paper and everything to one
bin.
Yeah, so for me it was like I'm trying to recycle in my house small things, and here toneladas, I don't know, tons of plastic, and wow, for me it was like it hurts me a lot. So after 2 years and a half, 2 years and a half,
after two years and a half.
2.5 years,
Good, very good.
I finally, I'll show you.
Let's see.
I finally,
you
can
did!
see, because the problem was the nurses and they wanted to separate the rubbish materials, but the problem was that all the bags were black. So because they are black, then the people who clean, they didn't know which one was with plastic and which one not. So it was so easy to buy yellow bags. It was
2
like
years to
so
buy.
2 years,
Wow.
2.5
In a big companies and big. Wow, it's
so
very
finally,
to do little
and
changes.
now my next
Step. Your next step.
because this is in Operation Theater.
Yeah.
And now, for example, if you go to Edificio Aranzazu, yes, you can see those
Little bins.
bins. So yellow, black, and green. But all of them, they are black.
Black bags, yeah.
So they don't. So it's a greenwashing thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They are not doing anything.
Yeah, because when you close the bag,
They're the same.
and you put
The same
here,
thing.
you
So
don't know what
why
is
you
plastic
put three bins there? It's not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
So I have write letter.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
I love this. I'm gonna
With
read
that
off.
picture in color, say this is not what we are doing.
Yeah, right.
It's totally false. So against
Oh,
that.
very
Yeah, change the plastic bag.
But the
I will tell you how long.
little changes, but in a big company
I
as
see the
the
hospital.
the hospital, how many rubbish bags you have?
Tons.
Tons.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a simple just
Switch.
to buy a yellow one.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't know how what's cents, centimos.
Cents, yeah. Cents.
It costs
A few cents.
Yeah.
buying a black one. It's a little bit more expensive, the yellow one, but cents. So
Yeah.
buy it, please.
Yeah.
And
Years and a
nobody
half.
in the direction or in the nobody have
They have
the interest of
other
changing.
problems.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't mind.
yeah.
But
But
what-
this is a problem. All the rubbish. In
But they have
hospital
so many
every day,
problems.
how many tons
I
of
see.
rubbish?
I'm seeing that every day, and every day, this big yellow bag is
Full.
full every day. Full in the morning,
That's-
full in the afternoon, full at night.
That happens at home as well.
Of
Mm.
course.
I leave a plastic bag every day to the can for putting in, but every day I have a big bag.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
those
No.
plastics are quite clean.
Yeah.
They are very, very clean because they are
Easy to recycle.
sterilized,
Yeah.
and it's very, very clean rubbish. So please separate that.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
fighting.
I think
Now,
it's
now a lot of big companies are trying to manage the waste, trying to recycle in the company. For instance, in your case, maybe plastic. You have maybe a lot of tons of plastic every day. So they are trying to buy machines that recycle that plastic and to
convert or to make it
little pieces of plastic, so they can sell or they can use again to produce maybe
new plastic.
Yeah. And there are companies that then sell their waste.
Yes.
And there was an article that waste will be the new raw
gold.
Material or the new gold because the people who have waste will have the power.
Wow.
Because waste will change to raw material.
Huh.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah. But the technology will, I think, maybe I don't know when, 30 years later, but it will change. All the products will be recycled.
Yeah.
Or most of them, and so you will have raw material to sell or to use it in your company.
Huh. Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Man, you're giving me hope. You guys know I studied sustainability for my undergraduate degree. I did Spanish and sustainability, and it was like always talking about these things. Sometimes they feel really heavy, right? It feels like everyone is greenwashing, or it feels like, okay, we see this is a problem, but we don't know what to do. And I think to know that technology is coming and these things are happening, it's really encouraging.
For me, I compare sometimes with the situation between men and women. That maybe 40 years before, if we were here talking, a woman can't do I don't know what without a man's permission.
100 years ago, we couldn't vote.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, and now we are quite better, but we are not the same, and we don't have the same opportunities, the same. But maybe little by little, I think if you look back, you see that the
progress,
the improvements. So I think with this will happen the same, and we will see that maybe there are some greenwashing things, but I think
in the long term,
in the long term, and the evolution will be better. I think so. I hope so. Better.
What do you ladies feel about kind of the improvements or the progression we've had with feminism and women's rights and things? Do you feel like, when I was little, I saw differences. It felt like a different world. Because you said we've made progression.
When I was a child, in my castola, in the day of San Sebastian, girls, we couldn't play the drums.
Really?
We couldn't. In a castola, it was not a... And the year after my year, they started playing. So, and now